Hi everybody and welcome to the first episode of Just the Tip, a tips and tricks series dedicated mainly to Battlefield 4. In this first episode we will focus on how to use your ult. Now, any experienced Battlefield player knows that the only way to stay alive and win your firefights is the proper use of cover. And in this series we will talk about many aspects of the game that involves the use of cover in some way. When you are engaging your enemies on foot or in a vehicle, it is vital that you know what your ult is going to be. Now your ult needs to be a single keystroke or button that gets you behind cover and out of your enemy's line of fire immediately. As with any fine skill in gaming, this will take some practice to become second nature, but once you get it down, you will find yourself living much longer and winning more firefights. Most solid players tend to do this naturally, but there is no harm in trying to refine the skill a bit further. Luckily there are only two main ults generally speaking, and that's down and sideways. That means you're either going to hit crouch or prone, or you're going to strafe sideways back behind cover. With practice you will also learn which kind of cover needs which ult. Let's look at a few practical examples of this. Let's say these two dummy targets are enemies that we are about to engage. Our first position is from a medium distance behind this wall. Now you can either use the peek system in Battlefield 4 to peek around this corner, although I personally find this less effective than manually peeking the corner. Now whenever you're using any cover, you want to make the least amount of your character visible. So if you have the time, always peek so that just the center of your sight is visible past the cover. Should I start taking hits from these targets, all I have to do is simply touch my strafing key or analog stick and I'm instantly behind cover. If I know my sight was perfectly on my enemies, I can leave my look control alone and simply strafe in and out of cover until I kill both targets.
Well done, comrades. We've taken the lead.
На, нет потерь!
Next we are taking cover behind these boxes and our ult is simply going to be the crouch button. So with one button we can pop in and out of cover instantly. Next we are behind a stack of boxes again, but due to the terrain layout here we need to go prone to get behind the cover, as crouching still exposes a big part of our body. Lastly, let's look at a Hail Mary type situation. This is where you have absolutely no cover and you run into an enemy unexpectedly. As a last resort, in this kind of situation, simply going prone the instant you see the enemy or the instant you realize you might lose the firefight can often win you the fight. Most players don't expect you to change position and they simply slug it out until one guy dies.
Alright, halfway.
Here's a clip of someone executing this perfectly against me. Now I am by no means a vehicle specialist, but the same principles apply to any vehicle. The only difference is that the distance from your cover and your enemy may be quite a bit further than in an infantry fight. So we see our target tank in the distance there, and we are going to pop in and out of cover by simply using our accelerate and reverse control. In the chopper, we can simply strafe to the right so that the target LAV in the distance disappears behind the building, If you can't see him, he almost certainly can't see you. And that is the basics of using your out. The rule of thumb is to know what single button or key is going to be your out as soon as you take cover and engage your enemy. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and please keep sending me your suggestions and comments. If you did enjoy this content and would like to see more, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.